Hand from Archery Supplies. This is Niamh Jones. She's driven 8 hours to get to the shop to try a whole bunch of release aids.
Yep, I told him I'd be here for hours and I didn't lie.
Literally, she has been here for hours trying out different release aids because she wants to basically get a new release aid. So I thought this video would be interesting to see the video she went through, the release aid she went through. Now, it took probably...
It would have taken at least an hour and a half.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer. I shot a lot of release aids and, you know, once I've narrowed it down, sometimes they are really similar and it's really hard to tell which one you prefer, but eventually you figure it out.
So part of the advantage of coming to an archery shop which will let you try stuff, is that you can actually have a feel of the different triggers and see which one you prefer. So let's go through which one you're shooting right now.
Right. So basically, I kind of swap between shooting a hinge and a trigger. For me, a hinge is a great training aid and I really enjoy shooting it, but all my best scores are shot with trigger. So the trigger I've been shooting for about 4 years is the True Bowl Perfect Absolute 360, which is this little one here. As you can see, fairly simple concept. Cocks, you release. I like that you can move the thumb peg and rotate the head of the release aid. Unfortunately, it is 4 years old. It's starting to have a couple of faults, can get a bit touchy. So I'm really in the market for a new release aid and I'll take this one to be my backup. So I came into the shop and kind of told Steve that I wanted to try some release aids. We picked out probably 7 or 8 and I've got a couple here that I really liked and I want to talk about. For me, things I look at are the adjustments you can make, the size of the release aid, because I do have quite small hands, as do a lot of female archers, the crispness of the release, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So the first release aid I tried was the True Bowl Blade, which is a fairly new release aid. It's had quite a bit of hype. Sarah Lopez is shooting one, that sort of thing. The first thing I noticed about this was the weight. It's a brass release aid, so I really liked how heavy it was because I like to be able to feel that at full draw. It's also, this is a size medium, fits my hand perfectly. Just tucks in nicely. I don't need to think about it getting in the way when I'm anchoring or anything of that sort. Another thing I really like about this release aid is how easy it is to adjust. To adjust the length of the travel, you just undo a screw and then adjust with another screw. And it's easy to move the head of the release aid, which I also appreciate. I then tried the, what's this? The Scott Sigma. The Scott Sigma, which is this one here. As you can see, it's a much more curved release aid. I did like the size of the thumb peg. It's very narrow, and I liked the way this adjusted. But for me, it just didn't give the sort of feel that I wanted in my release. And it's also a little bit too big for my hand. Then after a little bit of trouble, I managed to try the Abyss. We tried to do some adjusting and it got a bit complicated, which is pretty much the reason that I ended up not liking this release aid. It has a great feel, it's nice and crisp, but it's just a little bit too complicated for me. I like to be simple as possible. I do also like that it's brass, it gives it that weight. I like the size of the trigger and I like the cocking mechanism. It's easy to use and it doesn't hurt my thumb.
So with the Abyss, you can actually move the position of the head here. And when we were setting this up, they switched the head around the wrong way, so it actually triggered in the wrong direction.
We all have our moments. And
but yeah, it's a nice little release aid. It fits nicely in the hand. And it's got a lot of adjustment with this angle of the head and the trigger. But yeah.
So if you're someone who is good with fiddly things, this is a brilliant release aid. Just can't quite get my head around it. I then shot the release aid that Steve uses, which is a
Hot Shot brass knuckles.
As you can see, it is huge and full brass, so incredibly heavy, which to be honest, I really like. It's a bit big in my hand, but I really enjoyed the feeling of shooting this release aid. It's not quite what I want in a release aid, but if you're someone who likes to be fairly simple, fairly affordable, nice and heavy, this is such a fantastic release aid. Last one that I tried was the Stan Just X. As you can see, another quite small release aid. Really enjoyed shooting this one. I pretty much ended up choosing between this one and the blade. It's nice and small. If you're someone with small hands, this release set is fantastic. It's not going to get in the way when you're anchoring. You're not going to have any problem with reaching the thumb peg. It's relatively simple to adjust, but it's very sensitive, so small adjustments make a big change, which can have its advantages and its disadvantages. For me, it was just a matter of I shot these two release aids over and over again for about 30 minutes, and I just ended up liking the blade more. So my new release aid for this outdoor season, and probably an indoor season and an outdoor season to come, is going to be the True Ball blade, just because it feels so soft when you're letting it off. You don't need to think about going through the release. It has such a nice weight in the hand, and it's so easy to adjust.
So the blade itself comes in brass. So one side's brass and one side's anodized. It comes in purple and silver. So the black is replaced with purple or silver, and also comes in an anodized version instead of brass, which is a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice trigger to shoot. So if you get a chance, get into an archery shop and have a go with the release aids and check out the blade.
And don't be scared to build up a relationship with your local archery shop so that you can do stuff like this. You can come along for a morning and try out all the release aids that you want, because in the end what they want you to have is a product that you really love and that you're going to really enjoy shooting with.
That's it. Some archery shops obviously won't let you try the stuff out, and that's their right to not let you try stuff out. But if you do have an archery shop which does let you try stuff out, take advantage of it and try the products. Otherwise, try people's products at the club.
Yeah, don't go up to people who shoot better than you, ask them why they shoot the products they do. Look at other YouTube videos. Some other pro shooters have videos on release aids. Do your research and you'll end up with one that really fits all your needs.
So I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies.
I'm Niamh Jones.
Thank you for watching. Thank you.